In this opportunity, we are going to talk about the valuation of subsidies, be to companies or projects. With the purpose of promoting certain investments, governments often set up subsidies, including schemes allowing investors to take advantage of loans at rates below the market. The resulting net present value includes not only the value of the project, but also the impact of the subsidies. Of course, we are interested in knowing whether a particular project is worth by itself or if its value comes from the subsidies. This is why we want to separate them, and we want to illustrate this through the following example. Imagine that we are considering the acquisition of some land for 200,000, and this land is going to be used in an agricultural venture. We must also add 70,000 for improvements, and we expect to sell all the assets for 300,000 10 years from now. We assume that this project is going to produce sales for 115,000 every year for the next 10 years. That we are going to require raw materials for the amount of 80,000 every year for the next 10 years. And we are going to have other expenses, imagine, for instance, labor, for 10,000 every year. So the final free cash flow is in bold here in the last row. So we will have a negative investment, a negative cash flow, the original investment of 270,000 in year 0. Then we will have positive cash flows of 25,000 per year from year 1 to year 10. And in year 10, we will also have an additional cash flow of 300,000 because we sell the venture at the end of this period. If we discount the cash flow at the discount rate of 12%, we obtain minus 32,152 with 45. This means, being a negative value, this means that the project should be rejected. We are assuming, of course, no taxes in this case in order to make it simple. So we know that this project must be rejected in principle. Now let's think for a moment that the government wants to promote this activity, and the way they plan to do this is by giving us a 10% subsidy on the raw materials, say seeds or fertilizers. So they are going to give us 10% of the 80,000 that we spend every year in raw materials. This means that we have a positive cash flow of 80,000 per year for the next 10 years. If we discount this cash flow at the project's discount rate of 12%, we get 45,201 with 78 cents. And so this is a positive amount that we should add to the net present value of the project without any subsidy. Now let's consider that in addition to the raw material subsidy, the government wants to give us a subsidized loan. The loan will be equivalent to 80% of our total initial investment. So that is 216,000 in our case. So we are going to get a loan for 216,000. And this loan is going to be given at a rate of 8%. That compares very favorably with a market rate of 10%. So we are getting a subsidized loan. If we calculate annuities, the same annual installment over the next 10 years to pay out this loan of 216,000 at a rate of 8%, we find that we have to pay 32,190 with 37 cents per year. Then we discount this cash flow, the cash flow corresponding to the loan, we discount it at the loan's market rate of 10%, and we obtain a positive value of 18,204 with 11 cents. Again, this net present value for the subsidized loan is another amount that we should add to the net present value of the project. Why, why do we quantify the subsidy for the loan in this way, just discounting the market rate? Well, it is made very clear if we draw the graph that shows the net present value of the loan versus the discount rate. We see that we obtain a positively sloped curve. Okay. We see also that if we discount the cash flow for the loan at the rate of 8%, there is no subsidy. Well, it makes sense because if the loan was given at a rate of 8% and the market rate is 8%, there is no subsidy. So the net present value of the loan is 8%. The net present value of the loan is 0 at this 8% discount rate. Given that the market rate is 10%, in effect, we have a subsidy because the loan is cheaper than the market rate. And the way we quantify that is just by discounting the cash flows for the loan at a 10% rate. And you can see that there is a positive amount here, which is the subsidy for the loan. Let's look at the figures in a disaggregated form. We know from the start that the project itself, without any subsidies, had a negative net present value of 32,152 with 45. We also know that there is a raw material subsidy of plus 45,201 with 78 cents. And there is also a positive subsidy of 18,204 with 11 cents coming from the loan. So if we add them up, we find that the total net present value for the project is 31,253 with 45 cents, a positive amount. So the project with the subsidies is an attractive project, but we can see very clearly that the project by itself had a negative value. The project by itself would have to be rejected. So without disaggregating, the project looks attractive, but in reality, it is a bad project whose value was enhanced by the subsidies. What if the subsidies disappear in the future? This is precisely the reason why we want to know whether the project by itself is worthwhile. Okay, because if the subsidies disappear in the future, we will stick with a very bad project. Okay, whereas if the project was good by itself, we really don't care too much whether the subsidies disappear in the future. And this is everything I wanted to share with you in this opportunity. Thank you.